Joining me now from Star Copper to speak about the Star project, we have CEO Darryl Jones. Darryl, welcome and congratulations. You've got the first batch of assay results in. So tell us about the standout results from phase one and tell us about these specific assays just in.
Yeah, thank you. So we're obviously very excited. It's been a long wait. VC has seen a massive investment, and as such, the labs are, quite backed up. So the holes that were reported were 50, 51, and 52, which in the scope of the project, obviously the 50th, 51st, and 52nd. But for Star, it was the first three that we put into the project, and it's given us a confidence in what's known as this supergene or this enrichment zone at surface. So from surface to that sort of 100-meter depth, there's 1% copper equivalent, which is extremely exciting. And then you've got a bit of a transition zone down into the sort of secondary mineralization, which was the headline of 224 meters at, roughly 0.5% copper equivalent. So we are well on our way. First phase was 5 holes, about 2,200 meters, and so this is just kicking things off for us.
Tell us more about phase two, about the specific targets you're looking at, and how far this 4 million Canadian dollars you've just raised in a private placement is going to take you.
Yeah, thank you. So phase one was designed initially to test some of these fault structures. So the drilling was centered around, what would be harder drilling. Some of the holes ended at, this 100-meter threshold. And from that, we learned that, we wanted to confirm some of the additional mineralization, this hypogene transition. So the second phase was designed to test underneath some of the holes. In phase one was designed to go deeper. And really, we're moving quite rapidly into phase two. So we're excited for the results to come out there. We believe that it's just going to continue growing this, not just the supergene zone, but this larger footprint on surface. And, that's where there's a ton of value we see in that sort of first 200 meters from surface. So, the 4 million, it's going to set us up to finish the season here and leave money in the bank for, when we begin after the snow and the weather changes in 2026.
Well, investors certainly love to hear that. And they do seem to be very fond of this area that your Star project is located in. Of course, BC's Golden Triangle there in Canada. Can you tell us more about the neighborhood and clues that you might be getting from neighboring projects as to how to further explore and develop your own?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said before, there's a lot of money invested in BC in the last 6 months, and the investors have been rewarded. There's been a lot of successful stories. Scotty Resources, just south of us, has seen a massive rise in share price. Obviously, fantastic results. About 160 kilometers southeast of the project is the Red Chris mine, which we are very similar geologically, same age group of rocks, same host, alteration, all of this. And that's just received a massive shot in the arm with an expansion, new 3-phase power to the project, government support federally and provincially and First Nations. So, we're obviously very excited. It's a copper primary, but it's a copper gold deposit. And, being that we are geologically similar, we're obviously applauding the support from government at all levels and obviously the expansion there.
You mentioned Scotty Resources there, good friend of the program. Well, we'll leave off with the famous last question, which is, can you tell us the next news flows that we can look forward to?
Absolutely. So the first 3 holes were reported from phase one. There is another 2 to come. And then obviously phase two, we're well into that program. So, there's going to be drill results continuing over the next month to 2 months. And then we've also got more than one target on the project. This is, a nested porphyry deposit model. We've got 1.5 kilometers away, the Copper Creek, which we expect to drill at the end of the season here. And then to the northwest, northeast, we've got Star North, which is a geophysical target very similar to the Star Main. And, both of those targets will receive some drilling to, build out this porphyry model and really expand on the overall deposit.
We're really looking forward to seeing how that all unfolds. Darryl, thanks so much for your time today.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me.